All right. All right. So I am live on YouTube, and now I'm going to go live and see, can we get these at the same time? I think this will be a lot of fun. I'll introduce myself in just 1 minute, a second, because I am going to go live on Facebook as well. So let's see, can we get all together at the same time? All right. We are here live on Facebook and live on YouTube at the same time. Now, I'm hopeful anybody give me some feedback and let me know back or if something sounds kind of off because I'm not able to tell from me from your end if there's any problems because I'm broadcasting simultaneously on two different platforms. So I want y'all to let me know feedback on either side of this. So I hope not to do both of these at the same time. So I'll give everyone a few minutes to hop on to the broadcast. I'm amazingly excited. Hey, Christine, thanks for joining. I was just saying I am live and on Facebook. If there's any Facebook side, because I can't hear it, I want to make sure that there's no conflict between the two live streams. If there is, and I'll just shut down one of them from there. So just let me know if it sounds clear like it normally does. Hi, James. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I'll give everybody a few moments to pop on. I know it's 9:01 and we're all ready to get into these 12 days of Christmas. I am too. I definitely am too. Ready, so excited that it is now Friday. Excellent, all clear, very clear. Yay, I'm so glad technology works, y'all. This is awesome. I hope you've had an amazing week. You're excited about the week being done and on your way into the weekend. Um, I'm very excited about the weekend. There's so many great things that happened in the past week. Some things happened in the past week that probably that were a challenge for sure in many ways. But yesterday was all about count your blessings. So no matter what happened this week, you definitely have some blessings that you indeed. Um, what I'll do too tonight is we'll go through day two and I'll say a little bit more about me. What I realized is I have some new folks who have joined our different broadcasts. So everyone may know. So I'll do a little bit of conversation about who I am. You know me, then just, you can hit mute for that time. And then yeah, I try to teach transformation, y'all. And with tonight's 12 days, the transformations that you have got to have in order to move through this holiday season and blaze fire into our. Well, first, let me introduce myself a little bit more to those of you who may not know me, who may be new to Dr. Shana. Well, I am a transformation leader. I am a licensed professional counselor. I'm a professor and educator, an advocate, and a trainer. End of it, all of that is summed up to I am a servant, and I am here to serve my community, my fellow brothers, just to help you create lives that you can feel amazingly excited about. I'm of the thought, keep the life you have where you can create the life you want. So many times we just sit and we settle with what we have as opposed to actually creating what we want. We settle, we become very, very miserable. And who a miserable life? I know I don't. And so my work as a counselor over the last 17 years has really driven me to teach some of these concepts. What I know is that excuse me. What I know is that most folks who need some good counseling see me in my office at all. Hold on one second. Mm. It's that wintertime going around. Got me in my throat too. folks who need to come see me are not always coming to see me. So I have to find a way to everyone. And so comes to this transformation. You need to stay in the lines. Stay in the lines. So what do we think about staying in lines? So we realize if you're in kindergarten, you see yourself, your little Christmas pictures on it and the Christmas tree. We tell the kids, now stay inside the lines, honey. Stay inside the lines. And why do we tell them to stay inside the lines? We tell them to, because the line gives the boundary of where you're supposed to go. Outside of the boundary, you're not supposed to have color there. So if you are doing what you're supposed to decide how you need to make. Now, for those of you who are on my transformation call, some of this might be a little bit of a repeat from this week, but I'm going to apply it specifically. Staying inside the lines really means you the lines for other people to start in your life. Now, what happens when folks get all outside the outsides? They're all places in your business in a way they shouldn't be in, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. But if you can't get mad at people when they walk all over them. Okay, so you have to create them. So let's think about it. What does that look that we're asked to do? There's so much we're taxed to do. You got holiday parties. You got Secret Santa, potlucks, I mean, so let's say you have children and you have two sets of family, a father's side and a mother's side, and where do we go for Christmas? And so it becomes a struggle because everybody wants something from you all at the same time, perhaps. And if you don't create the boundaries with your time, your energy, yourself tapped out and not even enjoying the holiday, right? So here's the thing. How do you decide how you want to draw your lines? If you don't draw them, I'm going to tell you what's not going to happen. No one else is going to draw them for you. So when you think about parties and gift exchanges, if you decide, you know what, I can afford it, or I choose not to use my resources that way, do you really owe anybody an explanation if you don't want to participate in some things? I venture to say you really don't. You get to decide. If you want to choose to participate, you can. But if you don't, it just means you get to decide resources, your time, and your energy. You see, other people can try to make us feel guilty if we're not doing what everybody else is doing. But that's the wrong answer. If we get caught up in that, then we end up doing a whole lot of things that we may be resentful about later, mad only at ourselves because we're the only ones that we get to blame about what happened. So if you go spend all your money and all your time on other things as opposed to what you need to sit into it for the holidays, like, oh, well, they got me a gift last year, so I got to get them something. Y'all ever felt like that? You've heard that before. Oh, well, I just have to because. Yeah, no, really, you don't. Giving, what I'm saying is, if you decide to do it, just be clear you chose to. Don't feel like you got like you had to, or if you didn't, there was something, or you've done something wrong, because at the end of the day, you get to decide what that looks like for you. Now, when you have in-laws and you have two sides of a family, and how do you decide where you go? And that's a whole nother struggle. And that's some boundaries you have to put up with other folks in your life who you may be really close to. So the thing is, you have to just be clear, intend to have done or not done, what you intend to do or not do. So I'm gonna give you 3 tips on how you can create the lines to help other people live inside. What your lines, if you don't even know what your lines look like, then nobody's going to sit inside of them. Nobody's going to stay inside of them. They're going to be all on other sides of the lines because you've not given them any boundaries to follow. What it needs to look like for you. So this holiday, you know what? I'm deciding that I'm going to spend it this way, or that way. You have to make the decision. No one else can decide that for you. It's yours to decide. Holidays, that into your regular life. What decisions do you have to make about the boundaries that you have for other people in your life? Do you let them just walk all over everything and do whatever they want to, and you do whatever they want you to do? Or do you decide, you know what? No, that's not for me. That's not what I want to do right now. and not owe an explanation for those things. You decide the lines. But if you don't decide them, no one else will. So that's number one. Decide what your lines look like first, folks inside of them. Second, you have to communicate clearly what your expectations are, what your lines look like. See, now we can get mad because somebody does something that we don't like, that we didn't like that, especially if it's something that they do repeatedly again. So if we take it just to the house, if I don't tell you something specific, like I'm not going to come to this, I'm going to do something else, and then somebody gets mad at us because of what we didn't do. Okay, clearly what my boundary was. Whose fault is that really that I didn't communicate? Now, when you think about this on a day-to-day basis, when you don't tell folks, you know what, I don't like it when you do that. Don't talk to me that way. You wouldn't. You see what I'm saying? You have to create the boundaries. You create the lines and you communicate them clearly. What happens is if someone does something, let's even say to offend you, and you say nothing to them that helps them know that you have been offended, signed on what they did. Because continue to do it over and over and over again, and you're going to continue to be upset about it until you say something about it. Because you are the boss, really. And until you realize the power you actually have, you end up being accepting a whole bunch of nothing that you really don't deserve. Your lines and your boundaries clearly imperative and important. Communicate them. You cannot be mad at someone else for not being inside of them. Does that make sense? And y'all talk back to me. I told y'all last night, this is we family, and I want to hear from you. So if any of this resonates with you, let me know. If you have your own comment, I want to hear from you as well to your comments. Okay, and so the third step to staying inside the lines, keeping folks there, is to enforce it. Now, I know enforce it may sound kind of mean, like, oh, Dr. Shane, talking about enforce things. That's kind of rough. But here's the thing. If I tell you something and then I don't, so if I tell you, well, you know what? No, I'm not going to this place. I'm not doing this thing. And then I do it anyway. Or if I tell you, no, you can't do this, or you can't do that. You ask me for $100 and I say, no, I don't want to, I'll have it. I don't want to give it to you, whatever the case might be. And then you beg me enough. I say, okay, here, just to make you be quiet. Now what's happened is I have not enforced the boundary that I actually set for myself. Okay, good, Tina. Thank you for your comment. So and I don't enforce it, be mad at you. A whole lot, family. We do. We blame other people for our own misery when in fact we are responsible for it. If I haven't created my boundary, if I haven't communicated to you clearly and I haven't enforced it, what's going to happen? People are going to try you. They're going to try it. They're going to try it. They're going to try it. And they're only going to try it because to enforce it. See, I'm not going to try somebody that I don't think is going to hold up to what they said. If you're holding up to what you said, I'm like, oh, I don't believe you. Why? Because what you said is what just happened. What you say does not become what happens, then I no longer trust you. See, that is how people learn to trust. It is by consistency and follow through. So if you tell me, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not buying that. No, I'm not going there. And you do it. I do not trust you. Does that make sense? Trust is built through consistency, family. That's any trust. I don't care if it's trust in a relationship with a mate, trusting a kid and a parent, trusting friends, trusting co-workers, whoever it is you're trying to build trust with or who you trust. It is only built through consistency. When I see you say one thing and do the same thing, then I learn that I can trust you. When you do things differently, I can't trust you. Pavia says, when you put boundaries up, people think you are mean if you didn't do it before. Oh, great point, Pavia. Thank you for saying that. You're right. So here's the thing. Once you decide to create these 12 transformations, they're going to be, these are some good transformations this 12 days of Christmas. I promise you. For that you will be met with resistance. That's exactly what Pavia is talking about. You will be met with resistance. Why? Because you are tipping the boat. You are changing the system. If I'm accustomed to you doing everything I ask you to do, and all of a sudden you just doing the opposite, I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't change the script. What's going on? But here's the thing. If you change in midstream and say, oh, okay, this is too hard, then now they're no longer going to trust you and they're not going to adhere to whatever boundary you have tried to set. So, first of all, don't set something as a boundary or a line that you're not willing. Listen to this. Do not set a boundary or line that you are not willing to follow through and maintain. Because if you say, well, I'm never doing this, okay, I'm going to need you to pick your words. I'm not doing it today. Don't say never, because you just may want to do it in a week from now. But today I'm not doing it. Be clear about the words that you use. Does that make sense, family? So if you cannot maintain it, do not create it. Because what happens is you create distrust and people will try you, try you, try you. Has anybody on here been tried before? I've been tried. I don't know about you. I try to be as transparent as I can be because I have been tried indeed. But it reminded me, Shana, what boundary did you set before you got tried? You understand that? Pavia says, yes, thank you. You're welcome. What boundary did you set before you got tried? Was I clear? Did I create the boundary? Did I communicate it clearly? And did I enforce it? Because if you still trying me, then maybe I missed something here. Now, if I did all of that and you still trying me, then maybe it's something going on with you. Away, leave you alone, give you 50 feet or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Christine, you're doing a dance over there for me. All right. So be clear that you have to do one, decide what your lines look like. Number two, communicate it clearly, y'all. And not that, well, clearly means out of my mouth, head up. I'm not blinking. I'm not looking down. None of that. And you know, we're in this texting age where we don't talk to people anymore. But you can be clear on text probably more for some folks than you can face to face. However you need to communicate the message, communicate it. Write it down, take a picture of it. I don't know. Tweet it, text it, whatever. Communicate your message clearly about what I'm willing to do or not do. Because what happens is you only have a finite amount of energy to use every single day. And if you spend it all doing a bunch of stuff that's with folks outside of your lines, you're not going to have no energy. And this is bad English, but I'm going to go here. You're not going to have no energy to do nothing you need to do for you. So if you decide to give it away, be clear you gave it away because you did not create the boundary. You did not give the folks the lines of which to live inside, to operate inside of your world. It is your world, family. You get to decide what it looks like. Yes, we want people here. We want folks to communicate with. We want people to engage with. But let's do it in a way that makes sense and not a way that we end up getting walked on, trampled upon, and feeling resentful and angry at the end. So tonight's 12 days of Christmas transformation is create the lines, stay inside the lines, be sure you create them, communicate them, and enforce them so folks won't try them. You got it? Okay. So that is your transformation for tonight. So last night, we talked about count your blessings. For those of you who were with me last night, did y'all count some blessings this morning? I told you I'm a good professor. I'm always going to check in with my students to see how we did. Did you count some blessings this morning? Count them. We were not looking at deficits. We were looking at what is here, not what is not here. Okay. So if you weren't here last night and you didn't see it, then just go check out the replay. It's on my page on Facebook and I'll load it to YouTube soon enough. But be sure you counted your blessings yesterday for today. I want you to create some whatever lines with whoever it is, create them. No, and here's the other key too, Pavia, when you mentioned about if you had it done and people not going to like it, the other thing here is, you know, you've done a good job of creating a boundary that really can work for you when other people react to it. Because it means it is significant enough that it is noticeable. So if you create this really small boundary that's just like what you've always done, nobody's going to act or treat you any different. Done, but it needs to be significant enough that it can be identified and seen as a change. So that is actually a great clue that you're doing a good job creating boundaries that make sense for you. We don't want to be rude or ugly, and all we have to do is say, hey, this is where I'm at. No guilt, no apology. I'm taking care of me. Over these last couple of months, our transformation talk earlier this week was all about it. So, all right. So Christine says, yes, today I decided to count and fully recognize my blessings. Yay! James says, setting a boundary means we also have to check out ourselves in the mirror to know where we are. And that's true, James. That's very, very true, because you got to take an honest look at yourself before you set a boundary that you're not willing to keep. But keep it, you're going to find yourself in trouble. You have to, because if you don't keep it, other folks are going to try you and it's not going to go well. And then you're going to be mad at them, but you really, it was all about an honest look at yourself and not always pointing fingers at other people. I hope that makes sense, family. I'm really working to create some thought processes that will help you over this next 12 days to end 2017 amazingly strong, blaze right into 2018. We got to be thankful that we're here, because I know some folks who didn't make it to this day. So we got to make the best of what we got. We got to use all of the things that we have available to us, and you can create a life that is absolutely amazing. I'm here for it all. I am rooting for you. Remember, your next decision is really only one away. Make it a great one, family. Visit me online at drshanadlewis.com. Click on the contact box. Sign up on my email list. I will continue to feed you some great information. I am here for it all. I want y'all to have a great night. I will see you again tomorrow night. You're so welcome, Tina. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you all again here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for day number 3 of the 12 days of Christmas. I can't wait. See you tomorrow night. Y'all have a good one.